Good evening, friends. Welcome to the YouTube channel Advocate Amit Kumar Gupta. In my series on the income tax cases, today I am going to discuss a very important case of the Supreme Court on Section 148 cases. The name of the case is Phoolchand Bajrang Lal and another versus Income Tax Officer. This case has been reported in 203 ITR at page number 456, and this matter is very old and the date of the judgment is 13th July 1993. The logic of discussing this case is that whenever a writ is allowed in favor of the assessee or not allowed, the reference of this judgment is given. This judgment gives the guidelines for the department to reopen the case in the cases where the 4 year has elapsed and the assessment under section 143 subsection 3 has been done already by the department. In a situation when the 4 years has elapsed and the assessment under section 143 subsection 3 has been done by the department, there are two conditions under section 147 clause A that the assessing officer has to show in the notice given to the assessee that there is a failure on the part of the assessee to disclose truly and fully the material facts for making the assessment. And the second thing is that there is escapement of income. Now, when the assessment has been done of the assessee has given all the documents, then how it can be said that the assessee has not truly and fully disclosed? This thing can be understood by taking an example. For example, assessee has taken some loans and in the original assessment the assessee has given all the bank statements, all the KYC of the lender, and the assessment has been completed on these documents. But actually assessee has not taken loans, they were accommodation entries. So this is very clear that the assessee will not come to the assessing officer and will say that, sir, I have taken these accommodation entries and you can make the further investigation or something like that. So to cover up those cases, section 147 and 148 is there. This section says that if after making the assessment, the department comes with some information that assessee has escaped income or the assessee has not truly and fully disclosed the information in the original assessment, like assessee has taken accommodation entries or the assessee has given the false facts at the time of making the assessment. So to cover up those cases, this section is there. The assessee cannot take the plea that in the original assessment you accepted my lie, now your hands are tied and you cannot do anything. So if this thing will be accepted as true, then it will be a travesty of law and it will not be according to the principles of natural justice on the part of the department. So to cover up those cases, section 147 clause A is there. There is one explanation in this section that whether filing of audit reports, bank statements or the notes on accounts will constitute as all the information has been given truly and fully to the income tax officer. So it has been said in the section that this will not be treated as giving all the information truly and fully. Meaning thereby that if the department comes through any source of information that there are some more facts which comes into the knowledge of the assessing officer that the assessee has not truly and fully disclosed all the information like accommodation entries or the bogus purchases or assessee has claimed wrong deductions, then in that particular case the assessing officer can issue the notice under section 148. And in this case it is also adjudicated that the court cannot go into the sufficiency of the reasons. The court can only see that there are reasons for reopening the case and for those reasons there is some material with the assessing officer. For example, in this particular case, the assessee took a loan of 50,000 and during the assessment proceedings under section 143 subsection 3, the assessing officer accepted this version of the assessee and pass the order in favor of the assessee. But after that, some facts come to the knowledge of the assessing officer that this was an accommodation entry, and that's why a notice under section 148 was issued. The assessee went to the Allahabad High Court for the writ petition, and the Allahabad High Court says that the department was correct in reopening the case under section 147. So the assessee moved to the Supreme Court in this matter. So the Supreme Court said that in this particular case, the assessing officer has some additional information on the basis of which he has issued the notice, and if the assessee wants to say something in his favor, then he has a fair chance in the assessment proceedings. But it cannot be said that the assessing officer do not have the jurisdiction to reopen the case just because that assessee has filed all the confirmations of the lender and all the bank statements of the lender at the time of original assessment. Because now the department is with some new information that this was an accommodation entry. So the court said that it is not the task of the writ court to go into the sufficiency of the reasons. Only the assessee has the right to challenge only 4 things. The first thing is that there existed no belief. If the assessee proves that there is no belief for income escaping assessment, then the AO cannot reopen the case. The second case is that if the assessee proves that the belief was not bona fide, meaning thereby that if the case has been reopened just for some enmity with the assessee or something like that. So if the assessee proves this, then the reopening will not be valid. The third case is that if the assessee proves that the belief was based on vague, irrelevant and non-specific information. For example, if the assessing officer comes with the information that assessee has expended some very heavy expenses on the marriage of his daughter, then just on the basis of this information, the case cannot be reopened. The assessing officer has to make a live link between this information with the return of the assessee, or whether the assessing officer has checked with the original records that whether the marriage expenses has been shown into the original assessment. So meaning thereby that if the assessee proves that there is no live link between the material with the assessing officer and the belief made by the assessing officer, only then the writ petition of the assessee can be entertained into a writ court. So by reading of section 147, 148 and by the analysis of this case of the Supreme Court, it is very clear that if the department is with some new information and there is a belief of the assessing officer that there is income escaping assessment, and the assessing officer is of the view that the assessee has not disclosed truly and fully all the information during the original assessment, then the case can be reopened and the reassessment can be done. Friends, at the end of this video, once again I am repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Phoolchand Bajrang Lal and another versus Income Tax Officer. Thank you, friends.